right. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for that wonderful introduction and welcome. There's so many of you. This is just so awesome. I want to thank the media for joining us here today at the start of this meeting, and of course to all those Albertans who are watching online as well. And I'd like to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered today here on the traditional territories of Treaty 7 and the signatories to Treaty 7. And we'd also like to recognize the Métis people of Alberta who share a very deep connection with this land. Alberta, this group right here to my left and to my right and stretching way behind me, this is your Alberta NDP caucus. This is the official opposition that you elected, 38 strong, the largest in Alberta's history. Yeah. And it is the first official opposition in Alberta's history that is made up of a majority of women. Yeah. That has never happened in this province before. And this entire group is so incredible. They come from an incredibly diverse set of backgrounds. They are business leaders. They are financial, oil and gas, renewable energy experts. They are doctors. They are nurses. They are teachers and educational assistants. They are small business owners and big-time community advocates. They are mothers. They are fathers. They are grandmothers, and they are grandfathers, and they are so much more. And I could not be more excited to serve with each and every one of them. And together, we are here to serve you, Albertans. Because quite honestly, you Albertans, you are the ones who ultimately, all of us are here together to focus on your issues, your priorities, and what matters to you. And that is exactly what we intend to do. In the past election campaign, we promised you a better future. And that's exactly what we intend to deliver on. And we know that there is a great deal of work to do in order to reach that goal. At today's meeting, we will begin discussing what we learned from you, the voters, in the last election, and we will take the initial steps to determine the roles and responsibilities that each amazing member of this caucus will have over the course of the next 4 years. We will discuss the important critic roles and the areas that we want to focus on, the areas that matter to Albertans. And we will set the initial steps for getting out and talking to you in your communities right across this province, from here in Calgary, where we are now, holding the majority of the seats, by the way. To Edmonton, where we were elected in all of the seats, by the way. And specifically to rural Alberta, where clearly we know we still have a lot more work to do. And we will put a focus on critically important matters like the ongoing crisis in public health care, despite Danielle Smith's claims that somehow that crisis is over. And we know that, of course, that is not true. And so we will begin taking steps to hold her and, to be clear, her ridiculously failed education minister turned health minister to account. Trust me, we are going to be watching that file very closely, because there's been nothing that Adriana LaGrange has ever done to suggest that we should ever not watch over her very, very closely. And we will immediately get to work on fighting to lower your cost of living. We know rent's too high, that utility bills are skyrocketing, and that students are trying to earn a post-secondary degree, and they're doing that staring down yet another massive tuition hike, the fourth in as many years for some people. And we will also push immediately for an emergency hiring of thousands of more teachers, as Albertans face the largest class sizes in all of Canada. And something that simply, that is not acceptable to me and quite frankly to anyone else around this caucus table. We will demand protection for your Rocky Mountains, your pensions, and your local police. And we will hold Danielle Smith accountable for her own decision to break the law and the threat that she poses to our democracy. Those, quite honestly, just to review, are the words of the Ethics Commissioner, not mine. And finally, we will focus on building a bright economic future right here in downtown Calgary and right across Alberta. We know that our economy is changing and that the decisions made by the government now will have a lasting impact for generations to come. And Alberta has, right now, we know already, the lowest wage growth in the country. And we've recently seen massive layoffs at places like companies like Suncor, which will cause so much harm to families that are already struggling to make ends meet. So we need a better economic plan, one that prevents layoffs like those, and one that actually spurs the creation of more good-paying jobs. And for the record, climate change is real, and governments must respond to that reality and see it for what it is, a potential economic driver as well as a need to act. And we need to continue to remind this government that pitting the economy against the environment will only result in all of us failing at both. And we simply cannot let that happen. So, like I said, a few things for all of us to work on as we get started. But for all that to come, or for all that is to come, my commitment to Albertans is this. Our caucus will serve with integrity, with compassion, and with determination. We will stand up for you when you are struggling. And we will speak up for those who feel they have no voice with this government. And we will celebrate with you when the situation calls for it as well. We were proud to earn the votes of more than 700,000 Albertans in this recent election. But even as we did that, I want to be very clear that our official opposition is dedicated to serving not just those 700,000 Albertans, but all Albertans. We are proud to be able to do this, and we intend to be the most effective official opposition this great province has ever seen until the next election, when we become the most effective government this province has ever seen. Thank you all. Thank you all so much.